I guess probably will. It was the best fantasy debut. It was the best fantasy debut on 2018 apparently, because you're gonna need time for this. Like time. This is gonna be long. That's when the most time to read happens to have for me. That's not right. Share it yet because I just started, so I cannot share books. And yeah. Now I know the titles. I don't know what's going on with the books. I now have welcome. What the fuck? Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome if you're new. If you are, hi. I'm Ra, I'm 19 years old and I love to read and talk about books. And this is a little place in the internet where I just do that. I talk about books and do book related things. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you what books I'm planning on reading this summer. So this is going to be my TBR video for the whole summer, and at the end I will do one big wrap-up video telling you what books I actually read and what books I didn't read and why. So welcome. If you find any book in this video that you want to read or that you are planning on reading and you decide to read this summer, please let me know, because I want to know if we can be reading buddies. I want to know if we can read the same books at the same time so we can comment on them. So yeah, let me know and I hope you enjoy it. So yeah, let's go. Hey guys, I switched places as you can tell. Now I'm near my bookshelf because in this first part of the video I'm going to be telling you what physical books I want to read this summer, and after this part I'll tell you what ebook books I want to read this summer. So let me start with these, which are quite a lot, and there are books in Spanish and books in English. So probably the books that I have in Spanish, I'll put a photo of the English cover so you can know what book it is, just in case you don't know Spanish. So yeah, let me start with these and let's begin this, because if not I'm going to be chit-chatting for a while. I'm going to have a lot of footage to edit later, and I can go fast if I start with these. So let's begin with what physical books I want to read this summer. Okay guys, so I'm going to be starting with English books, so I can get these out of the way, and then I'll start with Spanish books. Okay guys, so the first three books I want to talk to you about are these. This is Paradise Lost by John Milton. This is The Rape of the Lock and All the Major Writings by Alexander Pope. And this one is Herman Melville, Bill's Bud, Sailor and Other Stories. And these three I want to talk about first because the three of them I bought them for university for different reasons. And I have an explanation of why I have these three together. So, John Milton, Paradise Lost. I bought this book for university, and the thing is, I read only a part of it for university, so I could not read it completely because I didn't have time. So now it's the time to actually read this whole book, and I'm very excited. So this is one, and then there's other two. The thing that have in common is that there are stories within these two books. So in reality, I did read the stories in these books, but I did not read the whole book, like the whole physical book. So I want to read this summer as well. I want to read the whole book, like the whole actual book this summer. So now I have these three out of the way. Let's continue with Jane Austen. So you don't know this about me, but I'm a huge Jane Austen fan. I read these two for university. Well, no, I read this for university and then I read these because I was on my Jane Austen mood era thing. So I read these two out, and then I have to read these four. So these four go to my pile of what books I want to read this summer, which basically these are Mansfield Park, Nottingham Abbey, Pride and Prejudice, and Sense and Sensibility. So these four go to the pile as well. Now, the other four books I have that I want to read this summer in English. The first one is Atlantis by David Gibbons. I got this book gifted for my birthday from my friends. I haven't even touched it yet. And my birthday was like, 5-6 months ago? So it's time to get to this one. Then I'm very excited for this one. I want to read The Guest List by Lucy Foley this summer. I'm very excited for this book. I've read only great things about it, and I'm a huge fan of thrillers, so I can't wait to read this book. Now, another book I want to read is The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I've read also great things about this book, and I really like Japanese and Chinese history in books. This is a fantasy, but it has a lot of influences from Chinese history, and I'm very excited. So this one goes to the pile. And the final book in English that I want you to read this summer is this one. This is Skin Trade by Laura K. Hamilton, and I don't know anything about this book, except that it is about werewolves or vampires or something like that, and I don't know anything else. So this one goes to the pile. So yeah, those are the books in English that I want to read. Now I have to start with the Spanish ones that are even more, so be ready. Let's start with Spanish books. Okay, now Spanish books. I have a lot, and I don't know where to start because I have a lot. So I'm just gonna start picking up books because I don't know where to start. So the first one is gonna be this one, for example. This is En Pocas Palabras by Jeffrey Archer. I got this at my aunt's house one day. I went to eat there, and she was like, just pick up any books you want and you can keep them. So this was one of them. And another book I picked this day was this bad boy. This is La Caída de los Gigantes by Ken Follett, and it's a bad boy of a book. And I'm planning on reading this summer. I maybe even do a reading vlog of this book. I don't know why. I feel like doing a reading vlog for this book would be great. I don't know. Maybe I do it, maybe I don't. You'll see. But yeah, this is another book I want to read this summer in Spanish. Now, I also have these two books from my favorite author ever, Agatha Christie. And these two books have 3 stories from Agatha Christie within them. So in this first one, I have Porcupine Investigates. I'm translating the titles, okay? The Man in the Brown Suit and The Death in the Clouds, I think it would be translated. So those 3 books are in this one. And then in this other one, I have Killing is Easy, The 3 Little Mice, and The Death Visits the Dentist. So these 2 books that actually would count as 6 books I want to read this summer as well. Now, another author I'm in love with is Virginia Woolf, and I only have these 2 books left to finish all the books that I have from her in my shelves. So these 2 are To the Lighthouse and Jacob's Room. So these 2 go to the pile of books I want to read. And this book I also want to read, and it is War and Peace by Tolstoy. I'm a huge fan of classics, if you couldn't tell by now, and this one is one of the best books written, apparently, ever in history. So, or at least in literature. So I'm very excited to read this. I'm currently reading Anna Karenina, so probably when I finish that, I'll start this. And this is also a bad boy of a book. As you can tell, I try to keep my long books for the summer. So I keep all the long books for the summer, because in summer it's when I have the most time to read. That makes sense. Now, I also want to read this book this summer, which is El Guardián de los Arcanos by Paul Sussman. And again, I don't know anything about this book. This is also a book I got from my aunt's house. This one day I went to eat there, so I don't know anything about it. I think it's something like historical and like in Palestine or something. I don't know, but I really like the cover and I really like the name of the book, so I was like, oh, I want to read this. So this one goes to the pile too. And then I'll have 2 books left on my physical TBR that I want to read this summer. One of them is this one. This is The Conspiracy of Ashworth Hall by Anne Parry. I translated the title. And I also got this book for my birthday. I actually got it with Atlantis. I got these 2 books from my friends. And again, I did not read this. I did not read this either. So this one goes to the pile of books I want to read as well. And I'm very excited for this one because I know this one is about the Irish independence and something like that. So I'm very excited because I really like history books, or like things that really are related to history and independence things and wars and stuff. So I'm very excited for this book. And the final book I have here, you cannot tell what I have here, but I have a mess of books. The last book I have here that I want to read that is not in my pile yet is this one. This is The Ninth Circle by Fernando S. Llovera. I hope I translated the book title right. I tried to take off the sticker, it didn't went well. But yeah, this is another book I want to read this summer. I got it like ages ago too, and I have not read it yet. So this is the summer. This is the summer I'm gonna be reading books I've been trying to read for ages. So yeah, those are all the physical books I'm planning on reading. I'm probably gonna have a few more because probably I'll buy one or two during the summer, but these are the ones I actually have right now that I want to read from my shelves. That is this whole thing. And now let's go to the books on my ebook that I want to read, because those are quite a lot. So let's go back to where I was before so I can tell you those books now. Guys, before I forget and before I move on, let me know if you want to see a bookshelf tour. And if you want to see it, I'll do it. Literally. You have any type of video ideas you want me to do? Let me know. I'll do it. I'll do it. If I can, I'll do it. So let me know, because I really want to do one. I really want to show you all my books. I'm very excited for that. And I really like my bookshelf, like how it's organized and stuff. So let me know and I can do it, and I'll do it. So yeah, now let's go to the ebook books I want to read this summer, because if you thought these books were a lot, you're going to freak out with the ebook books. So yeah. Hey guys, I'm back at my usual place of background. I don't know how to call this because I've not filmed that much yet, but I think I'm gonna film most of the sit down videos and like intros and outros of the videos here, because I really like my pride flag and my little chair, so I'm probably gonna film those here. So welcome back to this little part of my room to tell you what books on my ebook I want to read this summer. So my place to read, Point of Retreat in This Girl by Colleen Hoover, because I read Slammed at the beginning of the year, I think it was, and I really liked it. And I know Colleen Hoover is a very controversial author, but I really liked Slammed, so I want to finish that trilogy, and depending on what I think of that trilogy, I may or may not continue reading her books. I want to judge her writing style, I want to judge her books, even though she's not the best author ever. I'm pretty good at separating the thing and the author, like the author and the job, like the book. So maybe read more Colleen Hoover books. I don't know. I have some on my list that I don't want to read. I want to read the Maybe trilogy, I think it's called. Like maybe someday, maybe now, maybe something else. I don't really know the whole trilogy, but I know it's the Maybe trilogy. I want to read Lila. I really want to read Lila. And I want to read Ugly Love, because I want to know what the freak is going on with that book. I also want to read It Ends With Us and Begins With Us. I don't know the name of the books. I know It Ends With Us because it's very famous, but I don't know the second book from that. So I want to read those. I want to read November 9th. But yeah, and then I want to read Verity, because I feel I'm going to like that one. So those are like the Colleen Hoover books I want to read if I end up reading them, which I don't think so, because I have other books that I'm prioritizing. But who knows? My plan is to read, my actual plan is to finish the Summer and Pretty series, because I read the first book in autumn. I don't know why I read it in autumn and not in summer, but I did. So I want to read We'll Always Have Summer and It's Not Summer Without You, which are the second and the third book. I don't know which one is the second and I don't know which one is the third, but I know those two are like the second and the third book, so I have to read those. I want to read The Stoic Academy, which is like 8 books, I feel like, or I think it's 8 books. So I want to read all of them this summer. And then I want to read as many Maria Zapata books as I can. Why? I've read 2 books from Maria Zapata, and I loved the first one I read, which was Lingus, and I didn't like as much Underlog. So I really, really want to read the rest of them. So I want to read Dear Aaron, The Best Thing, Luna and the Lie, Wait for It, Rhythm Chord, and Malikin. All roads lead here, which I'm so excited to that book. I don't know what it is about that title or the cover. I don't know what it is, but I really, really want to read that one. I want to read The Wall of Winnipeg and Me, from Look Up With Love, which I know it's very famous right now. Like, that book like blew up not that long ago. I want to read Cold Tea, and I want to read Hands Down or Hands Down. I don't know if it's Hand or Hands Down, but you know the book. If you like Maria Zapata, if you have heard of Maria Zapata, you know what book it is. And I want to say that I want to read all these books because I've heard Larissa Campesano, I think is how her last name is pronounced. I've heard, I don't know how many times in her channel, how good these books are and how big of a fan she is from Maria Zapata. So I decided to start reading Maria Zapata because of her. I started reading her Maria Zapata because of Larissa. So thank you, Larissa, for making me fall in love with this author. Now, I also want to read the Crave series, but I only have here my ebook, the first one, which is Crave. So I maybe read the whole thing, maybe don't. I have to read the first one to try it out. That's for sure. And I know I want to read some Penelope Douglas books, but I don't have them in my ebook yet. I have those books on my computer. I have to, put them in my ebook. So yeah, those are the books that right now I'm planning on reading on my ebook. Oh no, yeah, I have more. I want to read Book Lovers and Happy Place by Emily Henry because I've read Big Read and People Who Meet on Vacation, and I love those. So I really want to read those two, but I have not downloaded them yet. So I have to download those two books so I can read them. But I'm so excited because Emily Henry is one of my favorite authors. So I'm very, very excited for those two. And I think that is it. That is actually it. That is the whole TBR ebook books that I want to read this summer, and all the physical books as well. So I think that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found some good books to read this summer. And if you read any of the books I said and you want to let me know your thoughts, please do. You can text me on my Instagram, you can DM me, you can comment, whatever. Let me know because I want to know your thoughts on the books you read. And if you find a book you want to read, also let me know. Because I want to, again, I want to be reading buddies. I want to comment on the books while I'm reading it and while you are reading it too. So let me know. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next video, which I don't know what it's going to be yet. And I don't know when I'm going to be posting this exact video you're watching. So we'll see. But I hope you liked it, and I'll see you in the next video. So yeah, bye guys.